Hi guys, welcome to Flip the Deck Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is going to be about what your intuition has been trying to tell you. So we're going to take a look at some of the messages you may have received intuitively, maybe some of the messages you haven't picked up on yet or you haven't paid attention to yet. Life can get really busy, so sometimes it's kind of difficult for us to slow down enough to hear what our intuition is trying to say. So hopefully we will get some messages for you and maybe even some confirmation for you about messages that you might have had a little bit of a hunch, a little bit of an inkling about, but you weren't quite sure if that was your intuition or if it was just a random thought. So hopefully confirmation will come to you today from this reading. So we have 3 readings to choose from. For each reading, we're going to be using a different tarot deck. For reading number 1, we have the Cosmic Coven Tarot and this heart-shaped howlite. And I'm actually going to be showing you a card out of each deck. So for each deck, we're going to be looking at the High Priestess card. So this is the High Priestess card in the Cosmic Coven deck. And just so you have an idea of the way the front and the back of the card looks, there they are together. So that will be for reading number 1. For reading number 2, we have this Shiba Inu deck. So this is actually a dog deck, which I've been looking for a while, so I'm happy that I found one. This is also paired with this Bumblebee Jasper. And we will take a look at the High Priestess card in this deck. And there's the High Priestess card for the Shiba Inu deck. And here is the front and the back of the card. Okay, for reading number 3, we'll be using the Rainbow Moon Tarot deck. And this is actually paired with a moon-shaped Druzy Aura agate. Trying to get all of that out. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Let's see if we can make that focus. Okay, and let's take a look at the High Priestess card for this deck. There's the High Priestess card for the Rainbow Moon deck. And here's another look at the back of the card. So take as much time as you need to choose the reading that is calling to you the most. You might pick based on the stone, maybe the deck, maybe the way the backs of the card looks or the name of the deck, or you might choose based on the High Priestess card. So I am going to put your timestamps down below in the description box along with the deck names, and I'm going to hop in with reading number 1 and I'll see you in your reading. Hi, number 1, if you were drawn to the Cosmic Coven Tarot and the heart-shaped howlite, this is going to be your reading. We are going to get messages about what your intuition has been trying to tell you. So before we hop in with your tarot, I want to pull some angel numbers for you. Actually, I'm going to add the High Priestess card back to the deck. We will give her the opportunity to show up and provide some wisdom in your reading. Let's begin with some angel numbers for you and see what your intuition has been trying to tell you. Number 1. Number 1, what has your intuition been trying to tell you? The cards are behaving very interestingly for you. I'm feeling like there might be something that some of you are torn about, a decision. And sometimes I just have to call that out and then the energy kind of passes. So there might be a decision that you've been contemplating. What messages do you have for number 1? Okay, we have 555, which is always a symbol of change. The affirmation on this card is I am optimistic, and this card says a major shift is about to come into your life experience and change your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. So this could be a shift that you have been feeling, you've been almost anticipating. kind of just an intuitive knowing that something is changing. It also could be that you feel yourself growing and evolving, and that could be where this energy is coming from. I like the affirmation, though, I am optimistic. So that is really a sign that any changes that you're experiencing right now are all positive changes. Growth that you're experiencing is all for the best. It's for the betterment of yourself, and to stay really optimistic about it. You could have had a feeling about that, but sometimes as things are changing, it can be a little bit scary at the same time. So you also have card 27. And these numbers, by the way, these might be numbers that you have noticed. You might have noticed them repeating or showing up a lot in your experience. And this can also be an indication for you to look out for these numbers as kind of like a little bit of a reminder that you need to listen to your intuition, or that you're on the right track, or something like that. So the affirmation on this card is, I am expressive, and it says, your mind is wide open and you are tolerant and compassionate toward all ways of life. You value freedom of expression and want to improve the conditions of people, whether in your community, country, or the world at large. Oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like some major expansion is coming for you guys. You might even be kind of figuring out what path you want to take. You might be gaining more clarity, and it might require a little bit of a change for you, but it does feel like you have kind of an intuitive knowing that you want to express yourself, and that you want others to be free to do that as well. So this might be about an artistic pursuit. This can just be about you kind of finding your way, finding your path. What other messages do you have for number 1? Okay, and we have 1010. This might be a time that you often see on the clock, and you may start to notice this going forward as well if it hasn't already jumped out at you. You might notice that like 10s are following you around everywhere, or 10 might be your lucky number. To me, 10s are a representation of closing out cycles, kind of closing one book so that we can open another, and that's the same energy that we have with this 555, this energy of change. So there really might be a big change in the air for you, and it might be something that you've just anticipated. You might not have seen signs of it yet, although you very well may have. You may have even been taking steps to kind of initiate this change or facilitate this change, but it's like you feel it coming. So this card says, I am patient. And the message on it is, keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. Love it, because we had the I am optimistic affirmation, and with that 1010, this is another message for you to stay positive. And even if this change or this growth, this transformation is taking a little while, remain optimistic about it. Remain firm. And if this was a decision that you felt like you really needed to make, then this is just confirmation that you have your guides and your angels watching out for you, and you can trust this change. You can move into this optimistically and positively. So I love that that message came out for you. I feel like there's already some reassurance here, especially if you are facing a big change. Feel reassured. I feel like you guys might like sometimes lean towards thinking more negatively, or you can catch yourself in a negative thought pattern. And it's like, the fact that your intuition is telling you to be optimistic about this, it feels to me like somewhere in there you know that things are going to work out. But every now and then you might kind of feel like, oh, but what if they don't work out? And so this is just a reminder that your intuition is on point. Your intuition is right on when it tells you that you can be optimistic, you can trust this. If this has to do with some form of expression for you, some sort of artistic expression, which I really think it might, because we just had the Queen of Wands show up. This is about maybe changing yourself, like changing your view of yourself to be somebody who is brave enough, who is who's bold enough to express themselves, to share their gifts with others. It might require a little bit of a change, and you might have to be patient with yourself as you go through this change. So we have the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess. So she did show up. Good thing we gave her the opportunity. So this is just more confirmation. Your intuition is telling you that you can step into this light. You can step into this higher expression of yourself without fear. We have the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. So we're seeing this repeated 5 theme again. I think 5s are a big deal for you guys. This is either because you're experiencing some big change or you're about to, or 5s have always been a number that kind of like show up and jump out for you. Then we have the 7 of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we've got the 10 of Pentacles. I love it. I love that energy. Let me put this right over here. For a lot of you, this change has to do with your work. It has to do with the way that you make money, or the way that you have thought about, or maybe even dreamed about earning an income. So this could have to do with your dream job, your dream business, the dream position that you want to acquire. With this 10 of Pentacles, this is really the feeling of a lot of growth in the area of your personal finances, and also in the area of building your dream life, building the life that you have imagined. So this can extend to family. This can even extend to your health. I feel like you guys have some sort of intuitive feeling about what direction to take that's going to benefit your finances. And it's not just about finances for you. So I think your intuition is telling you to follow your heart about something, to kind of do what lights you up, what makes you feel the most confident, what makes you feel the most, I almost want to say dreamlike, because it does feel like there might be something that you feel so passionate about that it's kind of like time stands still when you do this thing, or your visions for this thing are so great, are so grand. And this is kind of an indication to go in that direction and to really express yourself, to be assured in yourself and the gifts that you have to offer. And this High Priestess card, if you look at, she's holding like a globe in her hands. It's almost like she's holding the whole world in her hands. So this is speaking to me of a lot of potential, maybe having to look kind of behind the veil to reveal that potential. But there's a lot of potential here, and I think whatever you are getting these intuitive hits about, it kind of has to do with the fact that you know there's so much potential there. Like, you know that you could succeed in this area. You know that if you were just really your true self, this would work. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. And also like this idea of being patient. Like, there might be something there. This might have taken a while for you to kind of come to this conclusion. With the 5 of Cups, we see somebody walking away from a situation that might not be serving them anymore. Not walking away empty-handed necessarily, because the 5 of Cups kind of challenges us to look at what remains or what can be salvaged from the situation before we walk away. And I just feel like as you guys are walking into this new future, taking off on this new path, you will be taking some of what you've learned, especially when it comes to learning how to express yourself or learning how to be more authentic. You're taking that with you. So what I want to say is, even if you've been in a situation that doesn't feel purely authentic to you, you did at least learn the lesson that being authentic is important to you. You at least realize that that is really valuable, and that that's going to serve you in the future. So even if you're walking away, even if these 2 cups that are left standing here are just filled with the knowledge that a certain decision for you wasn't right, and maybe you need to walk away, maybe you need to pursue something else, even if that's the only knowledge you gained, which likely it's not. You probably learned more than that, but even if that was it, that would be enough. What I love about this is the person in the 5 of Cups is actually walking away from this situation, making some sort of change, and she's headed right toward the High Priestess card. So this really shows me somebody who is leaning more towards tapping into and valuing their intuition. So this is the direction I see you going. And if we were to continue to move this way, we're seeing following our intuition, and we're seeing stepping into this Queen of Wands energy, a very commanding energy, a very, a word I love for the Queen of Wands is feisty, because even if you're not necessarily like a feisty person, or you don't feel like that's your personality, I feel like anyone who can stand in their authenticity kind of has that little bit of feistiness or that little bit of spiciness about them. That's how they come across, just because they're living their truth, and it's something that's like very obvious to anyone around them. It's very, very obvious. So I do see that you guys are likely walking away from something with the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords, and you also have this 555. So this is pretty much a message to say, even if you have to leave something behind, even if you have to walk away from something that you may have put a lot of work into, this could be a relationship, this could be a job situation. We did have the 10 of Pentacles. This could be just a path that you thought you were going to pursue, and now you might not think that it's the best option for you, or you might be intuitively starting to pick up on the fact that that might not be the right way for you to go. This is really a message that it's okay to change. It's okay to step into this energy of 5, and you can be optimistic about what's to come, even if you have to walk away from something that you might have devoted some work to. Even if you have to maybe not salvage everything that you put into it, it's okay. We have the 7 of Cups. There's a lot of choices here for you, and I think that what could be the case is that you were a little bit overwhelmed with all of the choices that you had, and that could have led you to make a choice that you might intuitively now be thinking isn't the right option for you, or you could have just been considering a choice that you're now thinking it might not be the right option for me. I might need to walk away from this and pursue something new. I see you guys being very inspired though. So we have a lot of this fiery energy, and I say a lot because you're showing up here as the Queen of Wands, and it's really powerful. It's actually dominating the spread for me, even over the High Priestess, which is a major arcana card and really holds a lot of weight and power here, especially when we're talking about intuition. But I feel you guys as being people who are inspired, and are being very expressive, very creative, and really stepping into your power. For a lot of you, your intuition is telling you about like a creative pursuit that you really want to follow, like something that's really going to help you to feel like you are expressing your true self, and you want to go in this direction. So you might have been kind of ignoring this. You could have ignored this because it would mean stepping away from something that you have been putting your energy into. But this is really a message here that your creativity, your passion, whatever it might not be something that you view as particularly creative, but it is something that you're passionate about. Your passion, whatever that may be, and I'm actually hearing that for some of you that could be a person, that it's worth pursuing, and it's worth walking away from whatever has been taking your attention. This could be about stepping away from a job. Yeah, walking away from a job, walking away from what feels familiar. I would say, especially if this is a work situation or a relationship where there's been a lot of conflict, maybe this is a work environment that you do not feel supported in, that you do not feel like your creativity or your uniqueness is appreciated in this scenario, kind of an oppressive situation, or a situation where you're not getting along with your coworkers or your superiors. I definitely see that energy here with the 5 of Swords, and your intuition might be telling you it's time to walk away from that. I think you would really know. There could be financial concerns. There could be all these questions of what if and of timing when it comes to this, because there could be a lot of different directions you could go. For some of you, I'm seeing that if this is a work situation, you might even have the opportunity to to progress in this particular field that you're in, but you're questioning whether you want to do it. Like there might be a promotion on the table, or there could be something that you could work toward, or maybe some additional education you could pursue to kind of further you along on this path, but you've got your eye on something else, and your intuition is telling you kind of to look in that direction. Yeah. I'm looking again at how these cards are situated, and it's like on this side I see all of these choices and this conflict. So this might be kind of the feeling of wanting to persevere, wanting to continue in a direction that doesn't feel right for you. And this is you kind of turning your back on that and moving more toward what feels intuitively right for you and what also feels like it's a part of your truest expression. I feel like taking a peek, exactly. I felt like taking a peek under this Ten of Pentacles, because I do think for a lot of you this has to do with your financial security. This can be a work situation. This can also be your security within a family. So this could be about something that you're pursuing with another person that you might want to grow a family with, build a family with. We have the Queen of Cups underneath this. So this is telling me that this is all something you feel passionate about, either a person or a thing that you're feeling very passionate about, that you have an emotional connection to. And kind of pursuing this and moving in this direction is bringing you into this double queen energy, which is very powerful energy. So it might even feel like you're giving up some of your power by stepping away from what feels familiar. But what I'm seeing is that you're actually going to be stepping into an even greater sense of power by taking control and doing this. The Five of Swords can give me that feeling. It's like there was a fight that took place here. There was a fight going on, and to walk away from the fight might be like accepting defeat. It could feel that way. But at some point we get to the place where we're really aware that losing would be sticking around in this situation that's making us unhappy, or in this situation that is so difficult for us. That would actually be the loss. And walking away and moving towards what makes us feel more ourselves, makes us feel more whole, is actually the way to go. Like as much as it might feel like you have to leave something behind, or like you have to even waste energy, waste time. I see that for you, on one side, there's kind of some confusion. There's a lot of choices. There might be a lot of decisions to make. And on the other side, the path is really clear. And that might sound odd, but I think for some of you it would resonate. It's like one side feels confusing. One option feels more confusing to you. And that's really because it's not the option that comes most naturally to you. It's not the option that feels the best in your soul. So it does seem like this Seven of Cups energy, it does seem like an illusion. It does seem like, oh, I don't know which way to go. I don't know what choice to make. I don't know if I should pursue this or that. And then there's this other path that just feels right. Your intuition is telling you pursue the path that just feels right. Why do I feel like there's a financial payoff if you do that? Why do I feel like that, you guys? So let's look into your oracles, and we're gonna get cards from 1,000 oracle decks. Just joking. 1,000 or 5. I'm feeling the oracle decks today. So we're going to be pulling from a lot of them, but we'll just pull one card unless Spirit has other plans in store for us. So what do we have for you? So we have the Winged Wise Ones, or the Winged Wise Ones. I feel like that sounds more poetic, and we should say it that way. This card says angelic help, miraculous aid. You guys are being looked after, and your intuition is telling you that. We even saw that in some of your initial cards with your angel numbers. Everything's kind of working out behind the scenes for you, to trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. And now we have more confirmation of that. So your intuition is telling you that your angels and your guides are there for you, that they have your best interests at heart, that they're even pulling strings behind the scenes in your favor. And it might be hard for you to believe that sometimes, but it is true. Let's see what else we have for number 1. Oh my goodness. We had the Courage card come out for you guys. We were talking about this with the idea of maybe having to walk away from something, maybe having to leave something in the past, moving in a different direction. Change can be scary. Change can be really scary for us. But the Courage card is coming out to to remind you to be brave during this time and to stay optimistic. Change can be a good thing, and change is also the only constant. So it can feel a little bit scary, but at the same time, we have to remind ourselves, I have to remind myself of this all the time, that it's kind of inevitable. So sometimes not fighting it is the most helpful thing. Okay, we have the first quarter moon in Capricorn, and this card says, unleash your kindest self. A little bit of self-love here, I think, is called for. There might even be the need to kind of explore kindness in a situation that you are facing with another person. With this Five of Swords energy, there could be some conflict in your life right now, conflict in your family or in your friend group. Your intuition might have been telling you that this person or these people that you're facing conflict with might be going through something on their own, that maybe it's best to just walk away, or to just kind of ease the tensions. You might have had a feeling that whatever conflict is going on doesn't have anything to do with you. For some of you, that might resonate. Like, you might have kind of thought, maybe this person, like, they're going through something, they're going through a lot in their life. Maybe that is the reason that they're acting like that. Or maybe that's the reason that they're being sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied, you guys. Maybe that's the reason they treated me like that, or they said that hurtful thing. And maybe I could take the higher road here, is kind of the feeling I get from that. First and foremost, I feel like this is about kindness towards self. But if you have an issue where you feel like, yeah, you had the third house come out here. Third house, the house of communication. So there might be an issue going on right now in your life with someone else where there's communication needed. There might even need to be kind communication. Maybe this is about choosing your words wisely, even though you might have felt like you were hurt or wronged. This, to me, can also be about not burning your bridges. So there might be a situation where you really want to tell somebody off. This could even be work related. And this is kind of like, you might have had an intuitive knowing, like, maybe don't burn that bridge. Maybe communicate in a kinder way than what you want to in the moment. Because it might be beneficial to you later to have been a little bit, a little softer, is what I want to say. Let's get one more card for you, and then, yeah, and then we will talk about all of these messages. So we have expect miracles. I feel like this is, that's your main message for all of this, because it's kind of coming out in different ways. I feel like something really beautiful is about to happen in your life, and you kind of know it, like you can feel it. There's a change coming, and it's a positive change, and there's the need for you to stay optimistic and to expect things to play out the way that you want them to. So some of you, there's some interesting messages coming through for some of you. Some of you may receive signs and symbols through butterflies, moths, or birds. I'm hearing hummingbirds in particular for some of you, and you may have had an intuitive feeling that this means something. Like that every time you see that butterfly, or like you're just seeing so many butterflies, or there's a hummingbird hanging around or whatever, you might think it means something. Your guides are actually saying you're right about this, that for some of you seeing these butterflies or these hummingbirds, it's a sign, and it's communication from not only your guides and your angels, but for some of you, this is communication from a departed loved one, from a loved one that has passed. Yeah, that's so beautiful. Your guides want you to know that it's not a coincidence, whatever you've been noticing regarding butterflies, moths, birds, anything else that flies, really. This is about something that flies. I feel that strongly. So it might not be those things that are coming to mind, but those are the images that are coming really clear to me. It's not a coincidence. and you have probably intuitively felt that way. It's definitely a message of some kind. It's a message from your guides or a passed on loved one. And I feel like this is a message of you are not alone. For some of you, if this is involving a loved one, this is a message that they are all right, that they're okay, that they're at peace, and that they're watching over you. So that's a message for some of you. And I feel kind of a little bit choked up right now, so I would try to hold it together, because I'm hearing that for somebody, you were waiting for that. Like, you were waiting to know that that was your loved one, that that sign was really from your loved one, and your intuition was telling you so, and your intuition was spot on. I'm also hearing that for some of you, a loved one that has passed has actually become a guide for you in like on the other side, in the angelic realm. They're actually there. So you have guides that you may not have known in the physical, and you also have guides, some of you, that you did know in the physical, and they're actually guiding you and helping you on the other side. Whew. That's a lot. So this is kind of an odd message that definitely won't resonate for everyone, but some of you are having this is a little weird. Some of you are having some kind of problem regarding actual electrical communication devices. So that might be something that's broken, some kind of electronic that's broken, or that you suspect might be broken. Yeah, I don't know what your guides are talking about here. I don't know what this is, but for some of you, you might like think something's broken, and they're saying like have it checked. Like there really might be something wrong with it, but I think it could be something that you could prevent from getting worse or something like that. If you are kind of like, oh, this thing's acting weird, I wonder if it's broken. There's kind of a message coming through about that. Could also be about you contemplating replacing an like an electronic device, like a phone, a computer, a camera. I'm thinking that these are devices that you would use to communicate with. You might have been contemplating like upgrading a device like this. Your intuition is trying to tell you that that's the right decision to make this upgrade, especially if this improvement or this advancement, this upgrade is going to increase your productivity or improve the quality of something that you make. So take that as it resonates, because it might not be that it's like a communication device, like a phone or a computer. Camera's coming through really strong, but I do kind of see a camera as a communication device in a way, if you were going to like put out recorded content in some way. But this could also be like some kind of device that is specific to the work you do, or to some kind of creative endeavor that you want to pursue, and your intuition might be kind of telling you like that you need to upgrade this thing, or that would be a good idea. There might be a little bit of hesitation to make that change. Maybe there's an upfront expense, but this is kind of confirmation that your intuition is right on. Spirit is really saying trust that that's the right move. For some of you, this thing, whatever this is, it helps you to get your message out somewhere. So it's or somehow. Let me slow down, back up. Your messages are coming through so fast that it's like my mouth doesn't work that fast. So let me take a break. Just a little breath. If this device that you're thinking about replacing or upgrading helps you to get your message out, whatever that means to you, it might help you to record content, it might help you to write something, to print something, to communicate with people you need to communicate with, to check emails, whatever it might be. It's actually going to allow you to make more money. So this is kind of a message to not fear going out on the limb about this thing. You can kind of go out on a limb about this because and like have the faith to invest in yourself. That's what this is about. This is about investing in yourself, having the courage to do that, even if it's an upfront expense. It's going to pay you back. It's going to pay you back tenfold, 10 of Pentacles style. It'll pay you back. Yeah, have the faith to invest in yourself. Now, this can also refer to something. Why do you guys have so many messages coming through? Your intuition is like on overdrive. You're highly intuitive, which I was picking up on because the High Priestess did in fact come out for you. So you're highly intuitive. You're getting intuitive messages all the time. This is really about trusting them and believing them. For some of you, this message about something maybe being broken that has to do with communication, this can also be about something lost in the mail. You may have suspected that something you sent or something you were supposed to receive got lost in the mail. And this can refer to emails as well. So some of you need to check your junk folder for a message that you thought you didn't receive. That's coming through. And I feel like your intuition's trying to tell you that. Your guides also want you to know that you are very, very tapped into your intuition and that you're getting clear communication about your next steps. Or about a difficult decision that you have to make, but sometimes you aren't trusting yourself. That's coming through really clear. I was kind of like, I was suspecting it. Your guides confirmed that you're getting so many intuitive hits all the time. Highly intuitive. So for some of you, this thing you want to pursue is about a spiritual business, a spiritual career path, because you're wanting to develop and hone this intuition and like use it to help other people. Wow. Your guides want you to trust your gut. Trust your gut. You know what's right. You can trust the ideas and the inspirations that come to you because you're having that thought and that idea and that dream for a reason. You wouldn't feel drawn to certain things unless they were an indication of the path you were meant to take. So your intuition is divinely inspired. Just know that. You can trust this inspiration. You can trust these ideas that come to you, the vision that's been given to you, because it's specially made for you. If this is a business idea, for example, you're the only one that got that particular business idea. It came to you for a reason. Not everyone feels so passionately about that thing. So it's not just a fluke and it's not something to be ignored. This is actually tailor-made for you. And it does require a change. Your intuition is telling you that the way you communicate with yourself, your internal dialogue or your self-talk is extremely important at this time, and that it plays a major role in the amount of confidence that you're going to embody. So I feel like this Five of Cups is the pivot here. We can kind of think of the five as a midpoint, and it's showing up right in the middle of your reading and showing somebody walking away towards this more intuitive knowing. So this is really the point where that self-talk is super important, and that's what your guides want you to know. Talking yourself up. Be your own hype man or hype girl or whatever, your own hype person, because you need to be your own cheerleader here. Your intuition is telling you to be easier on yourself, to be kind to yourself, to unleash your kindest self, like this first quarter moon in Capricorn card says to you. Oh, we didn't talk about signs here. So we do have Capricorn, of course. We have Cancer energy here. We have Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy here. That I'm feeling for you guys. And of course you can be any sign, but this is kind of telling me that there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of emotion that's kind of going on for you guys right now. But anyway, I feel like this is a really important message, that the way you're communicating with yourself is highly important, and it's going to help you along your path to pursue more of these passions that you're looking to pursue. You might have been wondering what miracles could unfold in your life if your inner dialogue was more encouraging, or if you maybe scripted or mentally rehearsed events in your life playing out in a positive way. So if you don't know what scripting is, definitely look into that. It might be that you need to actually sit down with a journal and write out how you want things to go for you. Write down the vision that you have, because this is helping you. This is a pivotal time for a lot of you, and being really clear about what you want and believing that it's possible for yourself, envisioning yourself having this, is going to be key. Yeah. Your guides are saying think more about what you want to happen rather than what you might fear will happen. I'm also hearing I'm hearing encourage for more courage. You have the courage card that came out here. So it's like being encouraging to the self gives you more courage. It's really going to produce miracles in your life. Yeah, I feel like you guys are interested in manifesting some sort of change in your life, or you've been picking up on the fact that something's changing, but you might have your doubts sometimes about if it'll work out for you. Your intuition is telling you to devote yourself to a practice of positive thinking and of assuming that things will go well for you and that you will be successful if you do that. You'll get your desired outcome. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to hope for the best, because I feel like that fear about hoping for the best kind of comes from worrying that you might be disappointed. But you're having intuitive hits that like, this is going to work out. Believe in your vision. Believe in what you hoped for. So yeah, if you're looking to expand in some way, this can be about like opening up lines of communication with somebody. This might be about talking to somebody. There's a lot about communication here. Maybe there's a lot of fear and nerves about doing that, but this is kind of like confirmation that if you're having that desire, that little nudge to do so, this might be the time. This can be about getting your voice out there, getting your work out in front of people. Yeah, intuitively, you know this expansion is right for you and you know it's coming, but it might scare you a little bit at sometimes. Your guides want you to prepare, kind of prepare yourself for this and get into the vibe of not comparing yourself to others and instead just being your authentic self. If you speak from your heart, if you do what comes really naturally to you, miracles will happen. That's the vibe here. That's the vibe. So we're going to just close out with some advice cards. What advice do you have for number one? And these might be more intuitive messages that you've already gotten, and this will just be confirmation for you. So we have enjoy the journey. I feel like this Five of Cups is all about the journey. So like we have here with the 10-10, I'm patient, enjoy the journey. It takes time to make these changes. It takes time to evolve. And it's not all about getting to the finish line. It's about having fun while you're getting there. Speak your truth. Queen of Wands energy. I am expressive energy. Yeah, this is about you really stepping into your authentic self here and expressing something that only you have the power and the ability to express. I think that's really important to remember here. You're a very unique person, and whatever comes naturally for you to express is going to be unique to you. Express yourself. I gotta go, you guys. Goodbye. I can't deal with it. It's too much. I can't deal with it. Let's get one more. You guys are too much. Oh my goodness. We also have look again. Is this? Yeah. We have look again. So this could be about potentially exploring an option that you could have closed the door on. Look at it again. Think about changing and expanding in that way. This came out right near the Seven of Cups. So this could be about some of the illusions or the choices that you've been presented with. If you have kind of an intuitive feeling that that's not the way for you, it's like, it's a little bit of guidance to take a look at that again. Because the Seven of Cups, you know, each cup contains something different. Some are positive, some are negative, and there might be some aspects of these choices that are being presented to you that don't really fit with what you're looking for. You might need to kind of like lift the lid, like if you kind of just go with me, I'm kind of seeing somebody like going up to a stove that has different pots, and like each pot has a different thing inside, maybe a different meal or something inside. And it's like, lift those lids and be sure you know what's underneath there before you pile your plate full of that thing. Make sure you know what that is. So look again, because some of these options that are being presented to you aren't really what's going to make you happy in the long run. And intuitively, you know what that is. So you might need to take a second look. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. That's all the messages I see for you. That was a lot of messages, so it might take a little while for all of that to sink in. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you did enjoy this reading, if any of these messages resonated, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 2. If you were drawn to the Shiba Inu deck and the Bumblebee Jasper, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what your intuition has been trying to tell you. So before we get started with your tarot reading and start using the deck that you selected, I'm actually going to pull some angel numbers for you to begin with. And I'm going to add the High Priestess back into the deck to give her the opportunity to come out again. But let's begin with your angel numbers and see what messages we can get about what your intuition has been trying to tell you. Okay. What messages do you have for number 2? Okay, there's actually a card that's flipped over in the deck. And that is your first message. So you actually have the number 10. 10s are about ending one cycle and starting another. So at the same time, it is an ending, it is a beginning, because 10 reduces to 1. So this is kind of the energy of new beginnings, the energy of the magician, the energy of manifestation. You might be at a time of, I want to say like pivot for some reason. You might be at a time where things are shifting for you, where one cycle is closing out and something new is beginning. And this could be kind of confirmation and encouragement about that. So this affirmation on this card is, I am ingenious. And it says, you have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct others how to carry things out. So, wow, I feel like your intuition, number 2, might be trying to tell you that you have what it takes. And it's funny because that's kind of the energy of the magician as well. You have all of the tools that you need. You have maybe all of the training that you need to be successful, and that you really are more of a leader than you might give yourself credit for. Your ideas are more unique than you might give yourself credit for. So this is kind of confirmation of that. If you've had kind of an intuitive feeling that you might want to step into some kind of leadership role, or you might want to make some kind of change, step out on a new path, a new journey. This could be about taking a new direction in your life when it comes to career, when it comes to even maybe where you live. This could be about that. Sorry, the camera's freaking out. This could be about maybe making some kind of change when it comes to that, being at this time of pivot and kind of trusting yourself. So let's see what else we have for you. That wanted to come out. So we have 99 or 99. This card says, I am courageous. So I'm feeling a lot of energy for you guys that like something might be ending, and you might be kind of on the verge of stepping into a new path, a new role, something like that, and maybe needing a little bit of courage to do that, but trusting that your ideas, trusting that your inspiration will guide you through this. I'm also kind of hearing that your intuition is trying to tell you that even if you hit new obstacles, you will know how to solve these problems. And not only is your intuition trying to tell you that, but your intuition is also saying you will intuitively know how to solve these problems. So tapping into your intuition will help you to be able to overcome new obstacles as you set out on this new path. This card says, it is time to get to work on the realization of your soul's mission in life. You have a higher purpose in this life that is yours and only yours to fulfill. Unleash your true power. Gosh. You guys are like giving me the vibe that you're about to do something big. Potentially, like you're about to even do something that scares you a little bit. That maybe you weren't sure if you were ready for, but your intuition is telling you that you are. We have the number 6, I am nurturing. Your heart, this card says your heart is your gift. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. Wow. Okay. Let's start by saying that these numbers can be numbers that reassure you as you continue on your journey. So these might be numbers to look out for. These could even be numbers that you have seen on repeat for quite some time here. 6s talk about a lot of stability. So this can be about finding stability. This could be your intuition telling you that it's going to be okay. It's going to be stable. Even if you make this shift, this transition, things will be stable. You will be provided for. And I feel like that's important to say because I think you must be the type of person that makes sure that other people are provided for. Make sure that other people are taken care of. And this is kind of a message from your guides and also your intuition telling you that you will be provided for and you will be taken care of as well. I feel like for some of you, you might be looking to make some sort of shift when it comes to your career or your stability. So if this is about making a big move or changing jobs in a way that you might worry about if you will be financially okay if you were to make this decision, will you be financially provided for? Your intuition is telling you yes. Your intuition is telling you you will be able to support your family. You will be able to care for those that you love, even though you might be a little bit scared right now. But we also have this I am courageous energy. So there's a bravery behind this, and there's kind of, I'm getting the feeling that your intuition is telling you to believe in yourself. This might have something to do with a career or a pursuit or passion in the healing arts, even if this is spiritual healing. So this might be some kind of like herbal thing or like a medical thing or like a Reiki thing. It could be like spiritual advice and guidance. Counseling or something like that. There might be something that you want to pursue where you're using your ability to heal. And there might even be a question about whether this will be a prosperous path for you. And your intuition is telling you yes. Your intuition is telling you you can come up with ways to make this very lucrative for yourself. You can come up with ingenious ideas to make this something different, to make what you offer something different. And that you will be able to provide, you will be cared for. So we'll kind of come back to those messages as this reading unfolds and see what's going on here. And if anything else comes to mind, I will shout it out. I'm kind of hearing that for some of you regarding a relationship, your intuition is telling you that you have provided some sort of nurturing or some sort of care for somebody that's unlike anything they've experienced before. Your intuition is telling you that this makes you stand out from the crowd, that your heart is what's making you stand out from the crowd for this person. What do you have for number 2? Number 2, what is your intuition trying to tell you? What does your intuition want you to know? You guys are full of ideas. Like, that just keeps coming through. You are full of ideas. Page of Swords. Full of ideas. I'll say again. The Page of Swords is about it can be about ideas. It can be about pursuing ideas. It can be about, funny thing is, the Page of Swords can be about volunteer work, and we were talking about like these gifts and the healing arts. So this might be not necessarily that you want to volunteer your services, although some of you might, but it could be that this is like your way of giving, like this nurturing nature that you have about yourself is your way of giving. But yeah, information. Like, I feel like you guys are thirsty for and soaking up a lot of information. I don't know if I want to take this. So we have the Six of Pentacles. Interesting, because I was thinking of the Six of Pentacles when you had the Six. So again, stability, equal give and take. Let's keep shuffling. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Number 2. I'm also, again, getting this message of you will be provided for. Take that as it resonates. Oh, and there's the Magician. We were talking about the Magician, and we have the Lovers. I love that, especially under the I am nurturing card. We'll get one more. There's definitely an energy that you will be provided for, that something will be lucrative. Maybe that someone will be taking care of you, nurturing you, providing something for you. This could even be about the desire to get funding for a project, to get a loan. And then the Ace of Pentacles comes out. So if that's not funding or a loan, I don't really know what is. I see a lot of money coming towards you guys, and your intuition is telling you so. We have the Nine of Cups here. So the Nine of Cups kind of represents wishes coming true, material abundance, good health even. Yeah. Your intuition is telling you that something is going to go right for you. And it might be like hard for you to accept that, because it could be a little bit scary. We were talking about being at this point where you might be closing out one cycle and moving on to something else. And like, you may have mastered all of the challenges that you faced in your previous cycle, whatever this might have been. This could have been your previous career, your previous relationship, or just the previous phase of life that you were at. And now you're at something new, which is like really exciting, but at the same time, you don't know what challenges are going to arise. So your intuition is telling you that this is going to be okay, that you have enough ideas, enough inspiration, enough knowledge, and just like smarts in general. I feel like for some of you, this is like you have street smarts. You can think on your feet enough for you to be able to overcome any challenges that you face, even if it's a brand new situation. For some of you, this has to do with finances. This has to do with maybe a switch in career, or getting the money that you need for something, or just being provided for in general. So this might not be that you need money for a particular reason, but this could just be kind of the faith that you are going to have more, that you're going to have more than enough. Leaving behind kind of like a scarcity mindset, and knowing that this abundance is coming your way. You have the Magician right at the center of your reading, and we were talking about that energy with I am ingenious, number 10, reducing down to a 1, which is the Magician. This is the energy that you're in, and it's like intuitively you know that you have everything that you need to be able to succeed in whatever it is that you are pursuing. Intuitively you know that. Your intuition is trying to tell you that, and to not let those doubts creep in. The Magician has all of the tools needed to cast any spell, to manifest anything, to move in any direction. There's infinite possibilities, there's infinite potential with the Magician. And that's really the space that you're in. At the beginning, we know there's infinite potential, and sometimes that's what makes it scary. But it just feels like you have what it takes. So this might be that, let's say, for example, you studied for years to do a particular thing, and now you're coming up on the time where you're going to start to work in your field. And you might have a little bit of nerves about that, even though you have studied and you've worked hard and you've earned your degree or you've gotten your training or whatever, you might have a little bit of like, oh, I'm not sure if I can do it. And your intuition is telling you, you have everything you need. You learned everything that you needed to learn. And now you are ready to put that into practice. And you can trust that. You can know that you are knowledgeable enough, that you are good enough. And this is kind of the feeling of like, you will be compensated for your efforts, whatever that means to you. For some of you, that is financially. You want to care for and nurture people. You want to put your knowledge to work for people, and you will be compensated financially. For others of you, this is about reciprocation in a relationship. We have the Lovers card here, the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. This is about starting something new with someone. It doesn't really have to be new, but the Ace of Pentacles, it does bring a feeling of newness. So there's either an actual new relationship or there's some kind of revived or revitalized relationship here. And your intuition is telling you about this. So for some of you, there's a new start on the horizon for you in love and romance, or there's a new partnership here for you. I want to touch on that separately because that message is coming through really, really clear. Let's just hit on this love thing for a second, because I think that your intuition is telling you, for some of you, that there's a new love right around the corner. There's a match, a perfect match for you right around the corner. And you might even know who this person is. And it might be that you don't know this person well, or you haven't spent a lot of time around this person. You haven't spoken to this person in a long time, but you have an intuitive feeling that this is right for you, that this is like something you want to build with. We have a lot of energy of one with the Ace of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 10, which reduces to a 1. So there's so much here about new beginnings and potential. I feel like your intuition is talking to you a lot about anything in your life that has a lot of potential or that hasn't quite started yet, but you're right in those beginning phases. Now, the Lovers can also talk about partnership in a non-romantic sense. So this could be about a business partnership. You did have Pentacles come out for you twice here. And this could be about the perfect business partnership. For some of you, this is about funding, or this is about partnering with somebody who has the funds to further your vision, because I'm seeing you here as the Magician. I'm seeing you as somebody who might have all of the knowledge, all of the know-how, all of the recipes, all of whatever it might be, the skill, but maybe not the funding to begin, or maybe not the like the technical savvy to begin whatever might be required. And this is really showing me that you're going to receive that help. Someone's going to come into your life in the perfect partnership that is either going to give you the funding you need, or they're going to take over the technical aspects of the business or the project so that you can just pursue the artistic part or whatever it might be for you. But I am seeing you as having all of the tools, and that includes the money, because the Magician has everything that he needs, and also the Pentacles, like that's included in what they need. So it's like your intuition is telling you that even if one piece is missing, and for some of you this might be a financial piece, even if this financial piece is missing, or whatever this is, maybe it's a piece about health or a piece about stability, whatever piece you might think is missing is coming toward you, because the Magician has it all, and you do too. You are the Magician. You are starting out with all of this potential. Okay. There's a lot about knowledge here. There's a lot about communication here. Your intuition might be telling you to communicate with somebody to gain more information about a situation that could be troubling you. I feel like for a lot of you, your intuition is telling you to take some sort of chance, take some sort of leap. And this really could have to do with a romantic connection where you're taking this chance. This could also be about business though. It's actually, I think this is going to be, you might find yourself in both camps here, or one or the other, because the messages regarding love and romance, and also some kind of business or some kind of financial advancement, those are coming through pretty strong. But I see you here with this 9 of Cups energy. having your wishes fulfilled. So it's like your intuition is telling you your wish is going to be fulfilled regarding whatever it is you might be at the beginning phases of, on the cusp of pursuing. Let's take a look under this Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups. Again, more page energy. And pages are about beginnings. They're about starting something new, starting on a new path. And the Page of Cups is about believing in sometimes the unlikely, believing in the miraculous thing, believing in something that doesn't seem possible, or that most people wouldn't think is possible. And there's a reason to have that belief, because it absolutely is possible for you. I am ingenious. So there might be something that I feel like for some of you, somebody may have tried to make you doubt something, or some circumstance may have made you doubt something. And this is really encouragement to just continue along that path. You're right at the beginning of something, and I wish I knew specifically what it was, but there's no way I can know that because it's a general reading, so it's going to be different for all of you. But there's something that you're right at the beginning of. You're ending one cycle, stepping into a new cycle, or contemplating stepping into that new cycle, and the energy behind it is so encouraging. Your intuition is telling you to be brave and telling you that you have what it takes to do this. Gosh, I just also feel like your intuition is telling you that there's money coming. And I don't really even know why that would be. It could be that you are exploring like more positive thinking and you're actually attracting money in abundance your way. It could be that you're waiting on some money, somebody owes you money, or there's a settlement coming through, or you're gonna be able to cash out an account or something, and it's like intuitively you know that this is going to happen, like it's going to move in your favor, because you're going to be supported. You will be, like, what you need will be supplied is how it's coming through. And intuitively you know this. Even if it's that you need this partnership, you need this connection, your intuition is telling you it's right. This is soulmate type of stuff here. This is soulmate twin flame energy. Your relationship might be unconventional or something, kind of with this energy that I'm getting from the number 10. Your relationship might be unconventional, but it's like it works. Something about it works. So yeah, take that as it resonates. Let's get your oracle messages, because we are going to be using a lot of decks. So let's get started, and we'll see how these oracle messages tie into the tarot messages and potentially kind of expand things. It might bring more clarity to what we're seeing in the tarot. So what is your intuition trying to tell you? Number 2. We have the Camel Boy. This card says small steps and asking for help. 6 of Pentacles energy. With that asking for help, I can see how that's tying in, because the 6 of Pentacles can talk about either you or someone else being generous and kind of offering that assistance. So this could be that you need to delegate, and you could have had kind of an intuitive knowing about that. You need to hire somebody to do the tasks that you don't know how to do or that you don't want to do, because you might want to be in the energy of like staying in your genius zone, stay in the area that you like, that you can succeed in the most, where you can make the most impact. This could be about asking for help from your angels, from your guides. And this can also be that kind of feeling of like that money coming in or that loan coming in, whatever it is. But yeah, I get the feeling that whatever assistance you need, you're gonna get, and you have kind of intuitively picked up on that. Like, some part of you knows that you will be getting this assistance. What else do you have? Number 2, what is your intuition trying to tell you? We have fear. This card says, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah, you know, with this new cycle thing, like I was kind of saying, it could be that this brand new cycle that you're going through, it could scare you a little bit. It could intimidate you a little bit. It's new, so that's totally understandable. It might just be that you're unfamiliar with this new area. We have last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. I was just talking about like potentially needing to stay in your genius zone, whatever that means for you. There might be certain things that you don't need to be doing, that you don't know how to do, that you don't want to spend your time doing, that don't benefit you. And you might need to kind of reflect on what's a priority for me to do myself, and what can I have somebody else do? What can I ask for help with? Because it's okay. It's okay to ask for help. And this can be help from like your friends, your family members. And this can also be about hiring somebody to help you. Hiring somebody who has more knowledge about something and just letting them take care of it. What else do we have? Okay. So we have, let me let you see it. We have the dignified card with strength. Number 13. Super interesting. Super interesting, because that number 13 on the dignified card is really making me think of the 13 in tarot, which is the death card. And the death card symbolizes change and transformation. And we're kind of talking about that because we're talking about you being on the cusp of a new chapter in your life. I want to come back to that energy, but I just want to pull your last oracle and see what else your intuition is trying to tell you. We have ask and receive. Ask and receive. Asking for help. Asking the universe for that money, for that guidance, for that relationship to work out, whatever it might be. That's the message here. Your intuition is telling you that you can ask, that it's safe to ask for help, and that you can actually get that help. Your intuition is telling you that. Let's come back to this energy of 13 because it's really drawing my attention. So like we were talking about, the death card in the tarot is number 13. And the death card, although it's like a feared card, this is actually, in my opinion, a really positive card. It can be an uncomfortable energy because it's the energy of transformation, which is always kind of uncomfortable. But it's positive because it's about transformation, and we need to transform. We need to grow. That's kind of what we're here to do. So this is giving me that energy. And the death card actually follows the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is number 12 in the major arcana. And the Hanged Man is really about contemplating something. The Hanged Man really represents a time of pause. It's a period of reflection and contemplation. So you might have been in that energy of contemplating something, or your energy, your intuition may be telling you that an area of your life requires some more thought or some more soul searching before you make a final decision about it. This could be past energy. This could be present energy. You have the last quarter moon in Aquarius. I'm getting so far ahead of myself. Let me take a breath. Woo, this was happening in reading 1 too. There's so many messages, and it's like such exciting energy that my mouth doesn't move fast enough. You have this last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. So something in your life may need to change or be reevaluated, and your intuition is telling you to take the time that's required in order for you to figure out what you really want, what's truly important to you, what actions support your values and feel really authentic to you. I feel like this for most of you is past energy, because I see you oh, this might not be past energy. It's going to depend on where you are. If we imagine, okay, let me try to make this visual that I'm having like come out in words. If we imagine 10 being the end of the cycle and 1 being the beginning of a new cycle, there's like a space in between, and there's also a time when we're kind of not in either the 10 energy or the 1 energy. We might be in this area of kind of hanging in between, that hanged man energy, trying to figure out what just happened and what we would like to have happen next. So some of you might be firmly in the energy of 10, closing out an old cycle. Some of you might be firmly in the energy of 1, starting something new. And others of you might be somewhere in between, like figuring out where you want to go next, trying to sort through what's going on. Because there's definitely this energy of like something new is about to start. I feel like intuitively you know what that something is, but you might not be completely ready to dive right into it. There might be something else you want to figure out. You might want to know for sure that this is the direction you want to go in and kind of build up your confidence in that area. That could be why you're in that in-between energy. It might be that you're kind of facing a decision that will mean that something in your life has to change. That's how I'm feeling about this. It's interesting because the energy of change was coming out so much in reading 1, but this is different. It's like there is something changing here, but it feels different. This doesn't feel like something that's like suddenly going to change. This feels like a very conscious choice that you would be making to change something about an important area of your life. Like maybe getting into this relationship is going to change a lot, and it's almost like you're gearing up to do it. I feel like most of you know that you're going to do whatever this is. Like you feel determined to start this business, or you feel sure that this relationship is coming in, but there might just be a little bit of like needing a little bit of a boost before you start doing this. I was getting a message earlier, and I'm trying to figure out where that fits, because I think some of you might have children or a family that depends on you, somebody that you are used to providing for, and there might be a change that you need to make for your own happiness or for the pursuit of your own dreams. And you could worry about how that's going to affect everyone involved, because you still want to take care of everyone, and you might worry about how that's going to affect everyone involved. And your intuition is telling you it's going to be fine. Your intuition is telling you that as long as you keep your priorities in mind and kind of let everything else go that doesn't fall into those top priorities, you're going to be just fine. But I see this taking a lot of courage to start out on this new path. This is really interesting. I feel like maybe something is going to demand more of your attention than it has in the past, or it's going to potentially become a larger part of your focus than it has in the past, and that might scare you a little bit. But I feel you guys like going on this journey anyway, knowing that ultimately you're going to do it anyway, and like you're kind of excited about it, but maybe a little bit tentative. This is just about taking the time to know that you have you're going to have ample time and energy to devote to this person or to this project. Make sure it's what you really want, that it's in line with your priorities, and that it's in line with your end goal before you commit yourself to something. Your intuition is telling you to review all of that, I think. Your intuition is telling you to maybe slow down and just ask for the guidance that you need about this. Because I do see something in your life is about to change. For the better, for sure, but there might be some things you want to gain more clarity about with this Page of Swords. Gain a little bit more clarity about it so that you can feel more confident going forward. Some of you may fear how much things are going to change for you as you transform, because intuitively you know that this shift is going to force you to grow in some way. That it's going to kind of alter the course of your life and of your journey. Your guides want you to know that you can absolutely ask them for help whenever you need it. Even if you feel like you need guidance about the smallest little thing. I'm getting that energy from the camel boy. It's like you can ask for help even about something that seems so stupid, and they just want to remind you about that. If you need guidance about what to eat for breakfast in the morning, they want you to know that that's not silly. They're willing to help you even with things that seem very trivial. And I'm hearing this because I'm hearing that some of you are kind of facing decision fatigue at times. So like there's so many choices that you have to make in life. There's so many details that you have to attend to between whatever it is you have going on, your household, your work, your studies, your relationships. Sometimes it can just feel like there's a lot on your plate. So asking for help and like being willing to let that help come to you is really important, because sometimes it's hard for us to get ourselves to ask for the help in the first place. But as difficult as that may be, receiving the help is like even harder. Letting someone help or seeing the guidance and seeing the messages can be even harder. So it's important to really center yourself. Your intuition may have been telling you to slow down a little bit and to listen, to meditate, or whatever you do to quiet your mind. That practice is going to clear a lot of things up for you. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling that like knowledge or having all of the information about something is really important to you. So your intuition is telling you to maybe take a little bit more time to make sure that you have all of the information, just to feel like equipped with the information is how it's coming through. Not that you might be missing something, but that you're just going to feel better. And it might be that in this transition phase, you just need to like slow down. I feel like some of you, your intuition is telling you that before you hop into the next thing, you've closed that one cycle, before you jump right into the other, maybe you need to take a little bit. And you could have even noticed this if you're just like experiencing a lot of fatigue and you're just feeling overwhelmed by things. It could be because you're just taking on too much, and your intuition kind of knows that. You're taking on too much. You're ending one thing and jumping right into something else, or at times maybe even jumping into something before something else has fully closed out. Yeah, I'm getting that energy with the 10 and the 99, because I'm thinking 99 is right before 100, which is kind of giving me the same energy as 10. But it's not 100. Like, it's not done yet. So it might be just taking on too many things at once. Your intuition is telling you, slow down before you jump right into the next thing. I feel like for a lot of you, your intuition is like telling you to not only to gain this clarity, but also to just take things one step at a time. That you can do this, that you can make these changes, or you can jump into this new thing in small increments. You don't have to change everything overnight. Your guides are saying that you, even like if it comes to a meditation practice or something, you don't have to meditate for like an hour. You can just take 5 minutes to quiet your mind, and the results are going to compound over time. Your intuition is trying to tell you to play to your strengths with this dignified card, that there might be an opportunity for you or a path that you want to pursue because it comes very naturally and very effortlessly to you. And you feel very drawn toward it. Your intuition is trying to tell you that you are strengthened when you're on the path of least resistance. That might be what this number 1 is about. It might be that this next path that you need to jump on needs to be the path of least resistance. When you're on your true path, when you're using your God-given talents and abilities, it's like you're supercharged. It's almost like that feeling of like, when people say like, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. It's like that feeling. Like you will be working, but it won't feel like it. So I feel like maybe some of you are coming out of a cycle where you felt like you were just going uphill. Like everything was really difficult. You might have been doing things that weren't in line with your highest good, your true self, or it was just obstacle after obstacle, and you're about to start on this new path, and your intuition's telling you to do this differently, to make sure that this new path is what you really truly want, to make sure that it plays to your strengths so that it's not an uphill battle the entire time. This might be about making a decision between something that seems right and between, okay, a decision between something that seems right and something that feels right. So I hope that like that distinction is coming through, because it's like asking you, what are your true priorities? What's really important to you? What feels right to you? What's in alignment with your higher self? It might be a little bit scary to ask yourself these questions and to like come up with the answers, but the thing that feels right may also be intimidating in some way. And this is kind of about taking baby steps toward your dreams, to just make a little bit of progress, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, until it's actually happening. Your guides want you to put any fear that you're having about whatever the situation is into perspective, and they want you to look at your fear through a different lens and realize that a lot of times we feel fear when it comes to things that we really want in life, things that we're really passionate about. So rather than hide from our fear, we can instead use our fear as a guide that lets us know what is truly important to us. When we are afraid to do something, a lot of times that's because it's something that we really want to do, something we really want. If we didn't really want it, then we wouldn't have like a whole bunch of fear around it. We wouldn't even bother to be scared about it because we don't care. So that's kind of the message that your guides are trying to point out to you. So they're saying to reframe the fear. Maybe you could view your fear as excitement. Ask what your fear is trying to tell you. Kind of look at the potential here. Look at the possibilities. Like, isn't this exciting? Doesn't this make you feel alive? Kind of reframing it that way. You may have had an intuitive hit to write more things down in order to like stay more organized. So your intuition might have been telling you to use a planner to start breaking some of your larger goals into smaller pieces. So taking those big dreams and those aspirations and making them more bite-sized so that they don't seem overwhelming. And that this could be confirmation that yes, you should start putting things into writing. You should get your ideas out of your head and onto paper, because that's going to allow you to free up mental space. There's a lot of messages coming through for you guys. Yeah. Let's close out your reading with some advice. There was just so much here. So much here. I feel like you guys, your intuition is telling you that like your next step, this next chapter of your journey is about to be so exciting and like so in line with what you want, but you have to be sure that you are moving from a place of priority, so that you know you're prioritizing the right things. You're prioritizing the things that are really going to make you happy and feel fulfilled. Okay, so let's look at the cards that flipped over. So we have patience here. I do feel like this is a very relevant message for those of you who might be at the end of one phase and starting another. There might be this energy of needing to kind of refocus and regroup before you jump into the next thing, and just be patient with that. Like, don't feel like you have to just rush in. We have intuition, which is very appropriate. Follow your intuition. If your intuition says to rest, if your intuition says to contemplate this, if your intuition says to maybe take a break in between projects, do so. Think it through. Wow, you guys. I don't know why you had so many cards, but we're going to take them. We have mastery. That's that energy of 10. You've already you've come so far. You've mastered certain things, and now it's time for you to move on to that next phase. We have prove it, and we have the dream as well. To me, prove it means jump right in there and prove that this can be done. So your next cycle, this next phase might have something to do with you like diverging from the path that you thought you were going to. And there might even be some people or some aspects of your own thoughts that question whether this is possible for you. Questions if you can have all of this, if you can have this great love or this successful business or whatever it might be. And the only way you're going to be able to prove that to yourself is to do it, to be sure and to do it. And this is about tapping into that ultimate dream. So yeah, your guides are like pointing you back toward like, remember the dream, remember the vision that you had when this whole thing started, remember that. And that could be because you almost got off track from that dream, or you're about to take a step that's like not the dream. So this is like evaluate these priorities. Ask yourself, what was it that I was trying to do, what I was trying to accomplish? What feeling was I trying to create? What was the dream? And does this action line up with it? This can also refer to an actual dream that you had at some point. And this could be kind of like a little bit of an indication to remember that, go back to that, remember that dream you had, you know, that kind of thing. Because you might have had a dream that pretty much spelled it out for you, that really made you visualize this very clearly. And this is just confirmation of that. Go back to that energy. So yeah, I think that's all the messages I see for you, number 2. That was a ton. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if any of these messages resonated with you, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 3. If you were drawn to the Rainbow Moon deck and the Druzy Aura Agate, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what your intuition has been trying to tell you. So before we jump into your tarot, I'm going to actually pull you some angel numbers, and we will start with some messages. And I'm going to take your High Priestess card, or the Divine card as it is called in this deck, and I'm going to put it back in to the deck to give her the opportunity to come out again if need be, to provide some wisdom. So let's begin with some angel number messages for you. I just saw the number 2. It really jumped out at me. So 2s are a lot about partnership, a lot about balance. So this might have something to do with some sort of partnership or creating balance in something for you. Your intuition might be giving you a lot of messages about that. And I'm just mentioning it because it really jumped out at me. So let's go into your messages and find out what your intuition has been trying to tell you, number 3. Whoa. Number 3, what has your intuition been trying to tell you? What has your intuition been trying to tell you? Okay, we will take number 29. So these cards, the numbers may be significant to you in some way. They might be numbers that you have seen a lot on repeat, numbers that feel like they're following you around. They could be particularly representative of something going on in your life or something important to you. You might be 29 years old, for instance, and this number also kind of adds up or reduces to, however you want to think about it, the number 11, which is a master number. So 11 might be significant to you. So for all of these messages, just keep that in mind. These might be numbers that mean something to you. So this card's affirmation is, I am insightful, and it says, you are highly intuitive and creative. Your mind thinks in pictures, and you seem to draw information and ideas from out of the sky. My gosh, you guys, I'm already getting so excited, and we're one card in. A powerful drive to know the oneness of all things. Okay, this is like the perfect card for you to get in a reading like this, because this is really telling you that on top of whatever messages we might receive about what your intuition has been trying to get through to you, most of all, your intuition is trying to let you know how highly intuitive you are and how much you really do see. This card being 29 and reducing to an 11, it really kind of like magnifies that, amplifies that energy for me. And this is like the energy of mastery, of evolution, of manifestation, of signs and synchronicities. So you might have been followed around by a lot of signs and synchronicities. And this is also like your intuition might have been telling you something when it comes to your creativity or how you work, like how you best work. This references your mind thinking in pictures. So you might be a visual learner. You may have even kind of experienced like struggling to learn things or struggling to read information, struggling to absorb information in a particular way. And your intuition has been telling you that you might learn in a different way. You might receive messages in a different way. And you might ignore that because it's like, you see other people getting by, you know, doing things a particular way, and it might not work for you. So your intuition has been trying to tell you you have a different way of doing things. In some cases, it's like you might think you're bad at something. You're not even bad at it. You just need to go about it a different way. You might need to study in a different way. You might need to work in a different way or in a different environment. You might need to read in a different way. Maybe sometimes it's easier for you to absorb like audiobooks rather than sit down and read, or vice versa. It can really be anything, but you'll know because your intuition has been trying to get through to you about a different approach, and really like taking it seriously, taking your intuition and taking your intuitive abilities more seriously, because you know what's going on. Are you kidding me? How is this happening? This card was already flipped. The same thing happened in the last reading, but like none of these cards were flipped. So that's just outrageous. And then on top of that, you have 333, which for me personally is a huge sign. And it might be for you as well. So if you've been noticing repeating threes, whoa. This affirmation is, I am powerful. And the card says, you are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. This is huge. This is huge. Your intuition has been trying to set you on a new path. You may be very aware of this. You may not be. Your intuition is trying to let you know that you hold so much power. You have so many gifts and abilities. I think a lot of you are probably very spiritually gifted, very empathic, intuitive, and then like who knows what else. Like a lot of you are probably clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, all the clairs. Like I feel like there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot for you to look forward to when you step into your own uniqueness, your own unique abilities. And I just want to say this because if there is something that you've been struggling with, like struggling to learn something or struggling to do something in a way that other people do it, please understand that you are particularly gifted in areas that other people have zero knowledge of. So even if you might read things differently, or you need to study differently, or you need particular music playing while you're trying to learn, or you need no sound while you're trying to learn, whatever it is that you're discovering about yourself, your own unique way of doing things, your own unique way of getting it done, it's fine. It's totally cool, because you have a lot more uniqueness about you other than just these things that you might view as faults or flaws or shortcomings. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Some of these things you may have viewed as shortcomings, they are not. And you have so much to offer, and so much that's uniquely yours to offer, that like it can't even compare to these things that sometimes you think like, I should be able to do that the way that these people do, or I should be further along than I am, whatever it might be. No, you are right where you're supposed to be. Your intuition keeps trying to tell you that. And because this is such a number for me, this is such a sign for me, I feel like you guys really are being called because that's what it meant for me. And you probably have seen threes. If you haven't, look out, because they're going to be everywhere. You're going to be seeing threes everywhere. This can also be about collaboration and just the help and the like the unity that you feel between you and others. And these don't even have to be people that you know, although it can be. This can be about working with people that you know, but this can be about the service that you're providing to others, the light that you're shining on others. You're being called to kind of activate your light. We also have the number 19. Interesting, 29 and 19. I'm loving the vibes. This would be a number 10, which would reduce to a 1. And this is, the affirmation on this card is, I am a pioneer. So that's kind of that one energy, starting something new. This card says, independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and in work and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life you desire. I love that energy. And this is also about doing things that are off the beaten path, which I feel like we've already kind of picked up on this energy. Your intuition is telling you that you were not created to have a normal and average life. Now, that doesn't mean that like normal and average is bad, and everyone's idea of what is normal and average is different. So whatever it means to you, you weren't created to have a life that doesn't feel authentic to you and that doesn't use your gifts and abilities. And part of that is your intuition. So you're meant to kind of like activate this and use this. You're meant to spread joy and spread light throughout the world, however it is that you do that, because we all have our different ways of doing it. No way is better than the other, and no gift that you have is insignificant. So don't think that it is. You may spread joy by playing music. You may spread joy by painting murals. You may spread joy by saying kind words to people when you're out in public. Whatever your particular flavor is, you are being called to utilize it and to let it grow and expand. I'm beyond excited right now. Okay, let's get into your tarot. Let's see how some of these messages might play in. What is your intuition trying to tell you, number 3? Besides that you are a badass rock star and you got your own vibe and your own flavor and you are free to go with it. That's what I want to tell you. What else is your intuition trying to tell you? Woo, Chariot. It's time to move. I didn't mean that literally, but it could definitely be a literal message. It might be time to move. It's time to take some action, to get going on this. I feel like with you guys, your intuition almost builds up on you. Like, I feel like you guys, it's not that you can't tap into your intuition or that you don't know what your intuition is trying to say. I feel more like, you don't necessarily give your intuitive hits as much airtime as they desire, as they deserve. And your intuitive messages can almost build up on you to the point that there's a lot that you like, you have it kind of on your mental list as like ideas, like I could do this, I could do that, I did have that one inspiration, I did have that idea, yeah, I did, but like maybe not acting on it. 10 of crystals in reverse, that's 10 of pentacles in reverse. Wow. What in the world is going on here? Yeah. Okay, so we have the Chancellor of Daggers in the upright and then the Chancellor of Wands in reverse. These are both queens. Let's get one more card for you. The Four of Daggers in reverse, so Four of Swords. God, you guys, it's like this whole energy of I am powerful. It's so true. It's so true about you guys. It like your potential is unlimited. The belief is the issue here. The creator is at the bottom of the deck. This is Empress energy. Wow. There's just so much potential. Your intuition is telling you to stop ignoring your intuition. And it's not even that you ignore your intuition all the time, but anytime that you are, your intuition is trying to tell you to stop, because you're getting great messages. You're getting great guidance. You are having a lot of insight. And you're not always believing that what you hear, what you see, what you feel can be trusted. But it's actually the exact stuff that's going to move you along your path. So I do feel like for some of you, you are maybe taking like one step. I want to say one step forward and then 2 steps back, or 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But I don't know if this is really about going forward and going back, or if it's just like more of a stop-start energy. So this could be like sometimes you are listening to your intuition and then you stop, and then you listen again, and then you stop. So it's like you could make a lot more progress, or you could like move closer to your dreams if you would listen to it all the time. The Chariot coming out is like really showing me that you could just blast forward and that you absolutely will blast forward when you're tapping into kind of like, for you guys, I'm going to say this calling. I feel like this is a calling for you to blaze a new trail, to start something new, to do things your way, to be innovative in some way. Your intuition might be telling you that you've gotten a lot of innovative ideas. You've had a lot of ideas, maybe even to invent something that has never been created. Kind of using your own gifts and your own experience. So the way this is coming through is, I don't want to use this word because I feel like this could be a way that you view things at times, but in some cases it's like using your own shortcomings. And it's not that these are actually shortcomings, but just for instance, let's say that somebody needed to learn in a particular way, and they developed a program for people to be able to learn, people who were like them. So I feel like in a way you're a trailblazer, because you can use some of your own experiences and some of your own struggles and your own challenges to create something that others can benefit from. And that is very unique. This is a unique gift that you have been given. When the Chariot card came out, the first thing I said was, it's time to move. And what I meant by that was, it's time to take action on some of these intuitive hits that you've been getting. It's time to take action on this intuition. Don't just let these things be thoughts. Let them be things. Let them be moves that you're making. But I do think that for some of you, you might need to move. And the way that that message came through, it's time to move. This could have to do with like your lease being up at a particular place, or your living environment getting uncomfortable for you in some way. Maybe your work situation getting uncomfortable for you in some way. Your relationship getting uncomfortable for you in some way. And I could interpret this different ways, and we probably will. But for some of you, the message definitely came out kind of in terms of something that is uncomfortable, something that has run its course is how I'll say it. So something in your life may have run its course. It may be over. It may be time to go. Maybe like the place that you were living in was cool for a minute, but now you've outgrown it, or your landlord has become a jerk, or something like that. It might be time to go. Now we also have this 4 of Daggers energy in reverse, and the 4 of Swords is about rest. It's about retreat. It's about slowing down and taking a minute. But this card came out in reverse for you. So this is again that energy of it's time to move. It's kind of this, it's also the energy of literally moving. So I have to point that out because your intuition for a lot of you, I think, is telling you you need to move. And it might not be your house or your apartment that is the problem. It might be literally your town. Like you're just like, this place, there's nothing here for me. You want to move somewhere where you can feel more inspired, somewhere where you can feel more encouraged, somewhere where you can be around more like-minded people. I feel like you guys are highly spiritually gifted, and you might want to be around people who appreciate that, or who study the same things that you do, so that you can kind of like progress, or so you can share your knowledge and your insight with other people. So again, your intuition might be telling you it's time to go. Job, housing situation, relationship, could be. But this is also giving me the feeling of like, you've thought about it enough. You've contemplated it enough. It's time to make a move. It's time to take action. And I think that that has a lot to do with your intuitive knowing about stuff. Like, you might have been sitting on an idea for a while now. You might have been like, intuitively, I feel like this is right for me, but I'll wait a little bit more and see if I get another sign that it's okay. And it's like, you've gotten all the signs, and it's time to take action on that. So this is actually a really positive message to me, because it's kind of reassuring you that, like, if you have a particular idea about something, you have a vision, you have a place you want to move, something like that, that it's right. Like, it's the right decision, because your guides are telling you to go. Like, it's time to make this choice. Even if it's like you've sat on this information for too long, it's fine. Who cares? Move now is kind of the message. And to start practicing that, to start practicing moving from a place of feeling and moving from an intuitive place, making your decisions based on an intuitive feeling. We have a lot of abundance here for you with this Empress card, the Creator card. This is like, you're just magnifying your potential, and magnifying the potential of what's to come when you start taking action based on these intuitive knowings that you've had. It's like, if you intuitively feel like you need to quit your job and start this business that's like a passion for you, you have this Empress energy here that is saying you will be abundant. If you intuitively feel like you need to hit the road and like move, like you need to get out of the space that you're in, or the city that you're in, or whatever it may be, the country that you're in for some of you, it's like you're going to be more abundant, you're going to be more fruitful, you're going to be more prosperous, you're going to be more inspired in this new place, and you've already had intuitive knowings about that. So I want to talk about the cards that came out in reverse. You had the Ten of Crystals and the Chancellor of Wands come out in reverse. So this would be Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Wands energy. And I love that they're here, because the way that the tarot works is kind of amazing. And like, the fact that this energy is present, it doesn't really matter to me so much that they are in reverse, because it's here. So it's like, we can work with this. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. So the Ten of Crystals, Ten of Pentacles energy is like having everything that you ever wanted, having the wealth, having the dream, the life, the vision, the family, the generational wealth, the abundance, all that stuff. And it's in reverse, which could mean that your intuition has been trying to guide you about the ways that you can bring this energy into the upright. And the fact that we're here at a 10, it really tells me that you're very close. It might be down to this last decision to pursue this dream, to pursue this thought, to make this move, whatever it might be, to leave this job, whatever it might be. And that turns this energy around. So we've got 10 of Pentacles energy here. And that's something, like, that's really something to have it there. And to me, this doesn't really talk about loss so much as it talks about something that's right within your grasp, and you have the power to reach out and take it. You actually even have the knowledge, like you have all of the insight to know exactly how to do that. Also with this Queen of Wands energy coming in the reverse, the Queen of Wands is very confident, very expressive, very unique, magnetic. And in the reversed position, in this case, and we'll probably look at a different interpretation, but in this case, I'm kind of feeling like this is that doubt that can creep in, like that maybe sometimes wanting to blend in instead of stand out. And I'm telling you, you guys, you weren't meant to blend in at all. You're not meant to do things the way other people want them done or the way other people do them. You're meant to do things your own unique way. You're meant to like to shine. You're meant to be these sunflowers that are so beautiful and vibrant and magnetic. You're meant to be that person. So your intuition is telling you to step into your full truth and like to realize all of this, to realize this Ten of Pentacles energy, to realize this feeling of being truly authentic and being very sure of who you are, because you like have all of the information to do it. Now we have the Chancellor of Daggers in the upright. This is Queen of Swords energy in the upright. So this is about like the knowledge that you have. This is about how self-sufficient you are, how honest you are. I feel like your intuition is telling you to use these gifts, use this this gift of clarity, of insight, and of honesty to deliver whatever message it is that you have for the world. And it's like you can do that through anything. You could do this through your art. Yeah, definitely. I feel also like there might be some people in your life, for some of you. This is not the overwhelming energy that I got, but with this Queen of Wands in reverse, this could represent somebody in your life that you kind of have a feeling about. Somebody who's a little bit aggressive or quick to anger. You might have kind of a feeling about this person. You might have had an intuitive knowing that this person might turn on you, might... I want to get this energy right. This could be about somebody who could potentially be angry with you about something, and you kind of have an intuitive knowing about that, because I'm getting somebody whose temper can flare. So this could represent somebody in your life, and you might have had an intuitive knowing that this person was going to like snap, that this person might turn on you, that this person might misdirect their anger toward you. So that's just a message for some of you. What else? I do feel like there's a message of self-sufficiency here, which is interesting. Like I feel like there's some kind of intuitive knowing that you have about how self-sufficient you are. And so this could have to do with like branching out on your own. I am a pioneer. You might have this intuitive knowing that it's time for you to branch out on your own, that you can do this on your own, that you can like start this business on your own, or you can be okay without this relationship, or whatever it might be, if you have a feeling that there's something you need to move away from. Two of Cups. Yeah, I wanted to look underneath the Empress card. Two of Cups. A lot of you, this has to do with a partnership or a relationship. And this might be something that's outside of the box for you. This might be something that you've had a lot of intuitive knowing about. This also might be something that you feel like there's communication that's lacking, or you feel like something was left unsaid. You might have that kind of feeling as well. This can also be an intuitive knowing that there's something special about a connection that you're experiencing, that there's something kind of like abundant about it, something Empress energy. Some of you even had a vision about starting a family with someone. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I feel like this is important to say. I feel like you might not have as much evidence as one would typically need to think these things. Like you might not know this person very well, or you might have ended a relationship with this person, or there's a separation, but somehow you still intuitively know that like you will one day start a family with this person or something like that. That message is coming through for some of you, that even if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you have some sort of intuitive knowing about this, and to trust it because you are so insightful. Okay, interesting. Let's get into your oracle messages because I'm using a lot of decks and I've been talking a lot. So we want to get all of your oracle messages in. What messages do you have for number 3? What is number 3's intuition trying to tell them? What is your intuition trying to tell you, number 3? Okay, we have the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. This card says discernment, clear vision, details. So this card, I'm getting like Virgo energy hardcore off of this card. Oh, we didn't talk about signs. So we have we have Cancer energy already out here. We have strong earth energy, strong air energy, strong fire energy. You're all over the place. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but super strong Virgo because of this card here. We've got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy out here. Whew. We have a lot of energy out here to the point that I don't even know. I don't even know if I want to say it all because we also have like all the air signs energy out here as well. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. That's a lot. That's a lot. So we'll see what else comes out. But really strong earth energy so far, Virgo in particular. And it's interesting. Oh, it's interesting because this card is number 9. And that is the Hermit in Tarot, which corresponds with Virgo. So that could be why that energy is coming. Gosh, just as soon as I saw this though, it's Virgo energy. And it's about the details. I want to sit with that because that energy combined with this Chancellor of Daggers energy. Your intuition's on point about something that I think is of interest to you. We will get to it in just a minute. Let's see what messages you have. We have Pride. You guys, this is a lot. This is a lot. What is your intuition trying to tell you? No. Okay, you guys, I don't know what just happened, but in the process of trying to pick up your card, I nearly disheveled the entire table. So I had to kind of regroup and reset a little bit. The card that caused all of this was this new moon in Leo, the Shine card. And I was getting this Leo kind of energy from the Pride card that just came out. So that is confirmation of that and really confirmation of some of the other messages that we were talking about. So a whole lot of nonsense to get that card, but the message is, it's a good one. Let's keep going. I have 2 more decks I want to use. Let's see what messages you have for number 3. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Whoa, your card just flipped right out. We have 9th house. Okay. I just really don't feel like the camera's right still. So I apologize. I don't know what happened. Let's get one more card for you. What is your intuition trying to tell you? Number 3. We have composure. Okay. That's what I'm doing right now, keeping my composure. Let's look at this. This is, some of this I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, this is so crazy. I have to like point out a message really fast that probably won't resonate for all of you. This might even sound weird, but for some of you, your intuition has been trying to tell you something about a contract that you're about to sign. Yeah. This is about some sort of contract, an agreement, a commitment that your intuition has been trying to tell you to look more closely at. Pay attention to those details with this kind of like Virgo hermit energy. So for some of you, you might be about to sign a contract, even if this is like switching internet providers or something like that, that just seems minor to you. It could be something like that, or it might be an employment contract, a travel contract, because I see a lot about travel here, which is interesting because we were talking before about make the move. It's time to make the move. So for some of you, travel, your intuition might be speaking to you about travel or changing your location. A new school that you're thinking about attending, your intuition is trying to tell you to read the fine print. Make sure that you're familiar with all of the details before you agree to anything and commit yourself to anything. Also, if you're about to submit an application or something like that, or turn in a major project, make sure that you check it over one last time before it's submitted. For some of you, this has to do with a relationship, romantic or otherwise, and we were talking about that with the Two of Cups, so this can be any kind of partnership, or it can be a romantic partnership. Your intuition may be telling you to get to know someone better, like to look at those details, that you need to get to know them better, to not rush into anything. Make sure that you have all of the facts with this Chancellor of Daggers, having all of the information, being very clear, having the clarity. Now, this could come across as a warning, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a warning, and it, in most cases, doesn't even feel like that to me. This doesn't feel like it's like, oh no, something bad will happen, get to know them better, or oh no, read the fine print. It doesn't have that vibe. This could mean that getting to know someone on a deeper level makes you discover more things to love about them, and your intuition might tell you like to kind of pursue something with someone maybe you weren't willing to give a chance to, or like to look a little bit deeper, that there might be something that you are vibing with when it comes to this person, or some similarity that you have that you didn't know about. How is this coming through? Let's go back to this reading the contract over example, because your guides are bringing that up. This is sort of like reading the fine print or doing your due diligence and researching something further might help you to see more of the benefits of moving forward with that thing, because you're gonna like fall in love with it. Like, for example, you might be looking at different schools that you could attend, and you might have your mind set on one school, but your intuition's kind of telling you to like look into another school, and you might be trying to push that to the side. And then as it turns out, when you look into the details about that school, you might find something there that you actually really like. Like, you might find that this other school that you didn't really think about considering is actually a better fit for you, or it offers more of the courses that you're interested in, or it's in a location that's going to provide you with more richness and like really provide more richness to your educational experience that you hadn't realized that it would before, because you didn't have all the facts. The funny part is we were talking a lot about moving. So if this is something about a job or education that might require some sort of move, that could be the case for you. It could be that this school or this job opportunity actually comes with more benefits than you initially realized. Like, it's going to move you to a place where you feel happier, where you feel more connected, where you feel like you're in your element. And this can also just relate to travel by itself. Like, you might plan to travel to one location, but when you research a different location, you just kind of fall in love with the place, with the people, with the cuisine, whatever it is, and then you decide to change your plans. So your intuition might be guiding you toward a change of plans that's more in line with what you truly want, and kind of like combing through those details might help you to make your decision or stop you from making a decision that will ultimately make you less happy, like a decision that you will ultimately be less happy with. Okay, here come your guides with some more stuff. This this will resonate for some. Some of you have lost an object, I'm hearing, and I'm getting a feeling that it's exactly where you think it is what your guides are saying. So your intuition told you where this object is, where the object can be found, and you didn't find it there, but your guides are saying to look again. So your intuition wasn't wrong about that thing. If it said like, look in this drawer, or you dropped it at so-and-so's house or whatever it is, and you felt like that was right, but then you didn't find it, this is a message to look again, to look in more detail to find it. That's a specific message for someone watching. For some of you as well, when it comes to relationships, your intuition is trying to tell you that it's in the small details. It's the small actions and gestures that are going to show you how this person really feels about you. If this is a decision, especially this, if it's a decision, you know what, you guys, I have to back up 1 second. When we were shuffling the initial angel number messages, didn't I see the number 2 and like bring that out? Like, did that happen? I feel like I'm losing my mind, but I think because we had the 2 of Cups, so now I'm thinking, yeah, that message was definitely for you. There was a reason that 2 jumped out at me. If some of you are trying to decide between 2 people, and it doesn't have to be people, this can be 2 things, like 2 choices, 2 locations, 2 something, 2 jobs, or 2 different paths to pursue. Your guides are saying to choose the person or the thing that kind of proves their love to you through their actions and not just through their words and empty promises. So that is a message for some of you, but that can actually apply to like different aspects of your life. For some of you, that's really about romance, especially if you're choosing between 2 people. To not believe just what somebody says, but to look deeper at the small things, the little things, the details, and your intuition is trying to point that out to you. There's a lot of fire energy here. That fire energy got a lot stronger for me when we pulled your oracle cards. We have Leo here, and we have Pride, and it seems like every one of these cards has fire imagery on it. Even this, which I'm getting Virgo vibes from, which would be earth energy. There's even like some fire imagery, a spark there. And on this composure card, this looks like a flame behind him. Like it also looks sort of like a keyhole, but it's like all these cards have either directly relate to fire or have fire imagery, and they all definitely just have like these orange colors that are making me think of fire. So not only do we have the strong Leo energy, but also Aries and Sagittarius. Your intuition's trying to tell you to prioritize yourself when it comes to a situation in your life, or possibly your life in general. This could have to do with your desire to travel, or your need or want to move and expand in some way with this 9th house energy. I think your intuition is telling you to make the choice that's right for you. And that's really important here. The one that's right for you. So I don't know who else it is that you are considering. You might be considering in this. Make the choice that's right for you. There might be some sort of family issues that your intuition is trying to get your attention about. You might be putting the needs of your family or your loved ones ahead of your own too much of the time. And you may need to kind of listen to that inner voice that's talking to you about what you need or what's right for you. I'm kind of getting this, like, it's interesting. We have the Leo lion energy here, and then we also have Pride. So I'm thinking of a lion and the pride, the family, like a lion kind of overseeing the pride, protecting the pride. So there might be kind of this energy of like being the head of a family, or feeling responsible in some way for other people, not wanting to leave people behind, wanting to take care of and care for people. And your intuition is trying to tell you that you have to pursue your own dreams, and that you have to move in the direction that feels right for you, even if it requires other people to maybe change with you, or it requires that somebody has to get left behind or something like that. Like we've been talking about a lot, this could be about a move. So it might be that if you were to move, you're going to not be as close to your friends and family. Maybe you can't care for them as much, or you won't be able to see them as much, but you have to consider the details about what's going to be right for you and your evolution. Yeah, something you want to do might impact other people. I feel like the Leo card being right at the center of your oracle reading, or the oracle portion of your reading, this tells me that there's kind of a need to prioritize the self. For some of you, your intuition is telling you to get out of your comfort zone, to kind of explore something new, to do more of what lights you up, what makes you shine, and really, like we were talking about in the beginning, to pursue those things that make you shine, the things that make you individual, that make you unique, to lean into that instead of running away from it. For some of you, you may have already accomplished something, but it's like you tend to downplay your achievements, and your intuition's trying to tell you to celebrate what you've achieved. Let yourself be in that spotlight. Allow yourself to bask in that success, no matter how big or small it is. But don't let your pride get in the way, and don't let it dull your shine. With the composure card here, this is the energy of not wanting to be taken advantage of in some way. Also kind of the energy of not wanting to be underestimated. So your intuition is trying to tell you not to underestimate yourself, and not to surround yourself with others who aren't supportive of your dreams or of your unique vision. This could even be that you felt like something, like you've been feeling that something's holding you back. There might be a little bit of frustration because there's the desire to step into the spotlight and to grow, and your intuition is telling you to make that growth a priority, to kind of refocus the vision that you want to create for yourself, even if, and maybe especially if, it means making a decision that puts yourself first. There might be a conversation that some of you need to have with someone close to you about a change and adjustment that you need to make that's going to make you happier. Truthful words might need to be spoken. Your intuition is speaking to you about that. Let's close out your reading with some messages. Oh my gosh. Oh, I kind of want a whole bunch of cards flipped over, and it was too many to take, but I think they might all be yours. So I had to grab them back. Like, it's just too much. You have make a move. You have blossom. You have hard work. You have time to process. So it might be like taking a little bit of time for you to process all of this, that like all these moves and all this big transition that you want to make, or this way that you want to shine and step into your light. But this is really about blossoming. This is about like coming into your own, really stepping into your truest self, your most powerful self. And this has to do with a move, like whether that's literal or more figurative, it has to do with making some sort of move. It might even be a move that's a little bit daunting. It might be like, if you're gonna physically move, it literally might be like, I don't feel like it, because that's legit. Like, I don't feel like packing all of my stuff. I don't feel like paying movers, like depending on how far you're going, or I don't feel like selling everything. I just don't feel like doing it. It might like take a lot. It might take a lot of work, but the payoff is huge. So whatever that work is, it's worth it. The work is worth it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Wow, number 3. You're going places. You're definitely going places, and you don't have to even try to do it. Your intuition is telling you you can just do this really naturally, because this is all about stepping into that authentic place, letting yourself shine, letting your gifts and abilities shine, letting your light shine. We were talking about this light worker energy with the 333 card, and then you have the shine card. Like, come on, you guys. It can't get any any more crystal clear than that. So yeah, you were born to shine. No matter how small you might feel sometimes, no matter how insignificant your gifts may seem sometimes, you were born to shine. Wow. Wow. And your intuition is talking to you all the time, like telling you big stuff all the time. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Whew. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. I had so much fun doing this reading. If you enjoyed these messages, if any of this resonated, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit the subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye.